annoying. Very annoying. We have no title. We have no thumbnail. I'm gonna have to go back and fix it. I don't know what that outage was all about. I really have no idea. I really wish I knew more about what caused it. We've lost Wi-Fi before, but we've never lost cellular at the same time, which is really strange. But we're back. Hopefully, people will find us now, and I'll be able to talk to you guys. That's a real shame that it did that. We lost about 20 minutes or something, which is annoying. But we can go back to the story we were talking about, which is about Richard Williams, 83-year-old Air Force veteran, is on life support after he and another man were pushed onto the tracks in New York City. But I believe he's died now, which is really sad. He died days after the incident. After he was just going about his life, being an older guy, enjoying his retirement, and to have that happen to you, I can't think of anything literally more frightening. To be pushed onto the tracks of a subway and then be hit by, ah, it's, you go, why do people do this? Why do people hurt people in this way, especially some of our vulnerable people, like elderly people? It's really sad. It is really sad. Guys, how are you? I hope you're having a great Saturday night. Um, I still can't see anyone. Isn't that weird? What is going on? All right, guys, give me one sec. All right, hopefully it comes back and we can talk to everyone. Let's go here. It was all going so well at one point. It was all going so well. Let's stop that. All right, let's go here. Um, let's see if the hey. All right, we have people back in the chat. Thank God. All right, I think we fixed it. Uh, I will put a call out to our internet company and I'll find out what was going on at 2 o'clock. That was really, really weird. Oh my God, I've been selected to participate in a brief survey about my experience today with DHS.gov. My God, how lucky do I feel? Look at this. I feel so special. What am I going to tell them? I'm going to say no thanks. Uh, yeah, so the guy we're talking about, so here we go. This is the offender here. And they say here he is a serial criminal, 4-time deported illegal alien from Honduras who should never have been allowed to walk the streets in New York and harm Americans. We are praying for the victims and their families. DHS is calling upon New York sanctuary politicians to commit to this ICE detainer and not release this heinous criminal back into New York communities. I hope not, because he's now decided to just push a guy, a veteran, off into the subway and he's killed him. I'm hoping they wouldn't release someone who's murdered someone, but you never know. Hey guys, how are you going? Is it a full moon? It could be. Um, Live didn't start for me until 1 minute after. Weird. So could people in the chat see the live we were just doing for like 20 minutes? That's what I want to know. Could everyone see that live that was going? Because I couldn't see you guys. I could see what I was doing. I could not see what you guys were doing. Let's see. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Yeah, we're back, Lindy. Hey, Lindy. Good to see you. Hopefully we're back for good this time. Hopefully no more outages. Yeah, you guys saw it. Yeah, but I couldn't see you guys at all. The chat was just not connecting. I think when we got disconnected with the net outage, it just never reconnected. Even though I did come back, it just never connected to YouTube again. That's something I'm gonna have to write to Riverside and see if there's a way that we can make that connection again. Should hopefully it never happens again. If the net is to die again, the weird thing it wasn't just me. Mrs. Ping's over here, her phone died, our TV died as well. And it's like everything just went out. It was like a pure outage, like a full outage locally. It's really strange. I've never, very, very infrequently. And the only time we normally get is when there's like a thunderstorm or, it knocks the power out or something like that. So I don't know what caused that outage locally. All right, I want to get back to our story because I really hate when our veterans, we're coming up to some of our biggest days of the year for our veterans. We're going to have, which one's first, Memorial Day or Veterans Day? So in like about a month or so, we have Memorial Day on May 25th. So it's not that far away. Australia next month has Anzac Day on April 25th. So there's a lot of veteran appreciation days coming up for it. And this is not how I would like to remember our veterans for being pushed onto a railroad, railway track. It's not the way I would like to remember our veterans. And this guy, I hope, spends the rest of his life in a New York jail on Rikers Island. I hope so because he doesn't deserve anything else. The fact that this guy has been booted from the US 4 times already and somehow keeps coming back, he's like some sort of awful disease. And you're like, but we've tried all the antibiotics. And they're like, but it keeps coming back. That's what this guy is. And now he has committed a heinous crime, killing that poor guy. I want to put up his photo. What a lovely man. Apparently, I was reading about him. He's so well known in the area. A lot of people would like see him and pay respect to him, and like he was really like a local celebrity in a way. And I love that, the fact that he was so well known in the local community. I want to find more about him. Richard Williams. He was an 83-year-old U.S. Air Force veteran. Well, it sucks to me that this guy somehow made it back from war, was one of the lucky ones who survived, and the way he died was not, during a conflict. He died because someone attacked him in his own country, in his own city. To me, that is the ultimate crime. It is awful. I hate that. And this guy deserves everything he's got coming to him. Now, I'm going to take you to NBC4 in New York.
Man accused of shoving 2 people onto the subway tracks in a random attack on the Upper East Side. One of the victims, an 83-year-old grandfather and Air Force veteran, is clinging to life. News 4's Chris Jose has his family's message to the suspect.
The daughter, the 83-year-old victim, telling me tonight her father remains in critical condition here at Weill Cornell Hospital, and he's not getting any better. Less than 5 minutes from this location, we got our first look at the suspect accused of pushing her father and one other person off a subway platform. Baron Hernandez saying no and shaking his head When asked if he's the man who shoved two people off a subway platform Sunday, critically injuring an 83-year-old grandfather and Air Force veteran.
There's no words. How do you talk to the devil? I can't give you an answer to that. You can't. He's the devil.
Richard Williams' daughter, Debbie Williams, telling me she hasn't watched this cell phone video taken by the other victim on the tracks, showing her father moments before he was pushed off a F and Q train platform at the Lexington Avenue 63rd Street station.
The only reason I'm talking to anybody is because I just want the right thing to be done by this man. I want to draw attention. This is everybody's father. This is everybody's grandfather now.
The NYPD calling Sunday's attack random and unprovoked. Both victims were pulled to safety by other passengers before a train pulled into the station.
Como salía sangre de su cabeza.
John Rodriguez telling us in Spanish he saw blood on the other victim's head and shouted for help. Rodriguez says he's grateful to be alive. Hernandez not answering most of the questions asked by reporters as he was let out of the 19th precinct. Williams' daughter says her father had planned to go shopping Sunday, but he never made it there.
My father is an awesome, giving man. He's enjoying his best life, living on Roosevelt Island, going to the city independently at 83 years old, doing whatever he wanted to do.
Hernandez is charged with several felonies, including attempted murder, assault, and reckless endangerment. On the Upper East Side, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
Yeah, and how dare you rob that man of that independence and his life? Really? Like you heard his family say, he was still getting around on his own, doing whatever he was, wanting to do in his retirement. And to do that is, I think it's up there. We talk about SA and some things like that. I think you should get extra years in prison should you hurt one of our veterans. I really believe that they deserve that kind of protection. If we don't do it, who will? Why don't we protect them more? And if you hurt one of our veterans, it should be an automatic life sentence. Automatic, because they deserve some more protection from people doing wrong things in the world. It says here that I can't see that they've upgraded his charge to murder as of yet. I don't know why, since he died, since he died. It's still saying it's only an attempted murder charge. I don't know why the DA hasn't upgraded that charge as of yet. They did just yesterday. Upgrading the charges against the alleged attacker to murder from attempted murder. Yay, good work. I'm very happy with that. So we'll have to see what happens. He's now been arraigned. He's due back in court March 30. So what is it? Probably a day or two away, a couple of days away from that now. A couple of days away, he's due back in court. We'll probably hear a lot more on March 30 with him due back in court. So that'll be good. Hey guys, good to see you. It doesn't sound good. Well, he died in hospital, so I don't think it's good for anyone. It sounds like they tried to save him, but unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries in hospital. Now, I'm a 40-year-old guy. If someone pushed me onto the tracks, I think I would have problems dealing with that. It's a hell of a jump. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a far I think I'd hurt myself if I tried to jump that way. So yeah, hey guys, good to see you. Hey Rachel, good to see you, my friend. Sadly, these senseless crimes are happening a lot. You hate to see it. So unfortunately, that's it for him. For Richard Williams, he passed away. Now we've got to do what's right. And being that it's New York, I wonder if we're going to get some sort of shenanigans going on where they're going to be like, hey, let's put him out on bail. Let's hope not. I don't want that guy out on bail. I'm sure the residents of New York don't want him out on bail if he's going to be attacking people, but we'll see. So that's your update for that one. What a horrible situation. They're saying here that Hernandez should never have been able to walk the streets and harm innocent Americans. I agree. The reason of why is something that'll have to be explored, because how do you get kicked out of the US 4 times and somehow still make it back? How do you make it back to then kill a veteran? I want to know how that works. And I want to know why he was kept being allowed to walk around in the US after being caught 4 times entering the country. You know, far too many of these stories we've seen recently. Just last week, what was the other story we had? We had that guy in South Carolina, Texas, somewhere down there, and he had come into the country a few times, and he ended up murdering that family and then burying them in the woods. Do you remember that story? Just like a week or two ago. There's just far too many of them. Far too many of these people wanting to come to America and at my country in Australia, wanting to do harm to people. I'm all for immigration. I think there's immigrants that are just, they're lovely people. They want to come and make their lives better, and they are, by addition, making places a better place, and they are more than welcome. People like this, that all they want to do is cause trouble and live a life full of hurting people, they need to get out. They need to go back to whatever shithole that they came from and stay there. Don't want them. Because this happens, and then, you go, well, if we never let this guy in, does the 83-year-old veteran live to 105? It's very possible. It's very possible he could have. And then, 20 years of that man's life has been taken away. For what? So this guy could come in and commit more crimes. It's a problem, and I don't get paid enough to tell you what the solutions are, but I think one of them should be that if you're kicked out of a country more than once, you shouldn't be allowed back in, and you shouldn't be allowed to just wander the streets. If you get kicked out more than once, they should just ICE detain you and send you back to wherever the fuck you came from. There's ways of doing this. There's ways of immigrating to countries. And like I said before, I am more than happy to have immigrants. I think there's so many great people who have added a lot to different countries, including my own, that came from other places. That's what makes some of these countries, the US, Australia, great countries. It's what makes us great countries, because we have people from all over the world who want to come and make it better. People like this guy don't want to make it better. They want to run amok, they want to hurt people and destroy stuff. And now look, he has taken the life of that man. Could have been prevented. I consider it a preventable crime. They could have not let him back in. They could have sent him back the 3rd time, the 2nd time, the 4th time. But no, they let him wander around New York. And now look what happened. It is very sad to me. Because it's like that guy fought for the country, and this is the best we can do to repay him, is allow people into the country that want to cause him harm, and he was directly impacted by it. All the people that are like, let's protect everyone, should have a look at that story. And that could have been your grandpa. That could have been someone else's granddad. That could have been, someone closely related to you. And I wonder if you would still hold those same feelings if that was your granddad. Very sad. I think there's far too much of this going on, where we're so eager to protect other people, but we're not protecting our own people. And it's like, don't they come first? Shouldn't we be protecting these type of people, like Richard? Doesn't he deserve that right? And that's the problem I have with it, and it's sad. And nothing's going to change. I don't think so. Richard's not going to be remembered. Like no one in 2 years is going to be like, remember that guy Richard Williams, the 83-year-old U.S. Air Force veteran? Remember how that guy pushed him onto the subway tracks? Like no one's going to be like, hey, let's make that a fire issue. Like, and that's sad to me because it basically snuffs out his life is meaningless outside of his like little circle, and I hate that. I think he is a should be remembered better. Should be remembered better, and that we should have done better by him. Richard Williams was married to his wife for 55 years. Was a father and grandfather, and had recently survived cancer. And he was known for his love of walking around New York and speaking to other people that he would meet on the way. And that's how people knew him. They knew him because he used to walk around the area, and they'd be like, "Oh, hi, Richard," and they just knew him on his little walks and adventures around Manhattan. So, uh, let's hope that we can do better in his memory. I hope so. I hope we can, because we don't need any more Richards being killed. Let's see what happens with the trial of this guy, and I hope ICE does get the detainer. Look, he's on a murder charge. I'd be very, very surprised if they just went, "Hey, you can get out on bail for a murder charge in New York City," but I've been surprised before. We will see, and we'll have to keep an eye on this trial for Baron and see what happens to him. Hopefully, it is life in jail and then to be deported. That's what I would like to see. Yeah, 55 years married to his partner. It is you know, some people don't even get 10 years with their partner before one of them dies. To have 55 years is a blessing. And I think, what a great guy. 55 years married to his wife. That is really cool. I wish I knew more about him, and I don't. There's not a ton of information about his background, and it's a shame. I'd love to know what he did in the military, but there's not. Here, I'll have another look. I'll see if I can find anything on his military career. Oh, okay. Apparently, he served in the Air Force, which we knew, and he served honorably, which means he was not discharged for any negative reason. It means he served his career and he was basically did his time in the military. Following his military service, sorry, during his time in the Air Force, he was a jet mechanic, maintaining aircraft to ensure national safety. Good work. He's like a jet mechanic. That's like the coolest job in the world. That's some kind of like Top Gun type stuff. And it says here, following his military service, he transitioned to a career in the private sector, where he founded a company that manufactured bulletproof materials, continuing a lifelong commitment to protection and service. There you go. I think that says a lot about him. He tried to make bulletproof materials to protect citizens. And I asked the question, who was protecting him? Doesn't seem like anyone. And he was a long time resident of Roosevelt Island, and he raised his three daughters on Long Island. He remained active in his retirement, having recently beat cancer only 6 months before he was tragically killed. What a cool dude. What an awesome guy. A jet mechanic. Yeah, they call him an American hero. After enlisting in the Air Force, he served honorably as a jet mechanic, maintaining aircraft, and yeah, a lot of people saying thank you for your service, and I think that's a great way to end this segment. Is while he's no longer here, we can still say thank you, and I thank him for his service. And even though he didn't protect my country, I consider Australia and the US allied forces, and I feel like we protect each other in a allied, you know, we do things for each other. So thank you to Mr. Williams for his service. It's a shame we couldn't have done better to protect him in his homeland. Sad story. We'll have to wait and see what happens with him in the future. Um, right now, we have to wait till the 30th, which, oh, it's tomorrow. So Monday, the accused is back in court, and we'll probably have a lot more to say about it. So I will keep you updated with the court hearing on Monday. All right. We have more stories. I have all the stories. I have more than one, plural. I have plurals of stories. Uh, there is one more that we didn't get to do last night, and I really want to talk about it today if I can grab it. I think we're going to head to Polk County. Polk County in Florida, because why not? Polk County is a lot of fun. I want to take you out to the sheriff of Polk County, if I can. He's our favorite sheriff. All right. I want you to listen to our favorite sheriff.
Good morning, Sheriff Grady Judd here, and I'm with Chief Walker. We're in Bartow. Chief Bartow Police Chief, and has asked for our assistance. We have a violent death investigation that we're working together. Let me introduce you to our victim. This is Jeffrey Blevins. Jeffrey is 56 years old. And here's what happened. Last night, after 11 p.m., he was outside of his apartment on North Wilson Avenue talking to his mother on the telephone. He lives with his sister at this apartment complex when all of a sudden his mother hears him fall to the ground. She calls for him. He does not respond. So she immediately hangs up, calls her daughter, who's inside the apartment, and says, "Go find Jeff, your brother. It sounds like he's fallen." When the sister went outside, she saw him in a pool of blood. Notified the Bartow Police Department, and the chief's officers arrived in 2 minutes. EMS immediately arrived, and they performed life-saving measures, heroic measures. They rapidly transported Jeffrey to Bartow Regional Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead about 11:55 last night. The investigation's underway with the chief and his detectives, and we will provide follow-up information when we know it. However, if you've seen something or heard something, please let us know. We checked the history of Jeffrey, and he has one domestic violence arrest way back in the day, 30 years ago, and other than that, only a driving while license suspended. He's a squared away guy from all of the initial information we have. Chief?
Good morning.
So I want to talk about this. This is very strange, right? So he was on the phone and someone heard that commotion and they find him violently killed. Like, who would want to do that to this man just randomly? And they said here, when he was on the phone to his mum heard him fall to the ground and didn't respond anymore. So the mum called the daughter who lives in the apartment complex, telling her, "Go find Jeff. It sounds like he's fallen." The sister responded and found her brother lying in a pool of blood and called 911. They took him to Bartow Regional Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. Uh, why? Who would want to kill him? And they're not sure. I'm going to try and see if there's an update. This one's been on my list for about 24 hours. Jeffrey Blevins is his name. And it doesn't look like there is an update. They are calling it a mysterious murder. They still don't have a suspect, anything on who would wanna hurt him. So how do you wind up dead in your own home when you're on the phone to your mum? Who would be able to get access to the inside of your home? It's a little strange, right? Who would be able to do that to you? I think that's obviously hopefully where they start the investigation.
Chief Steve Walker, Bartow Police Department. Like the sheriff said, we responded to the apartment complex here, reference to an unresponsive subject. Got here and found the subject appeared to have died from a violent death. We gave first aid, transferred him to the hospital. Based on the nature of the crime, we reached out to the sheriff's office for assistance. They've always been a good partner with us, and we're still investigating this case. And if you have information, please contact the Bartow Police Department or the Polk County Sheriff's Office and forward that information to us. Thank you.
All right, so I'm trying to do some research on Jeffrey Blevins. 56 years old, was found dead outside his apartment in Bartow, Florida on the night of Thursday, March 26. The incident is currently being investigated as a violent death. They're not saying what type of injuries he had. Don't know why they don't want to give that out. Maybe they want to find the killer and they think it's a very important clue. They've just described it as violent and mysterious. But no, like, they won't say whether he was shot. They won't say whether he, was bashed to death. Nothing. They are just saying that it was some sort of violent death. Yeah, I'm going to try to get you his photo. Here is his photo. It is Jeffrey, found dead outside his Bartow apartment. Now, neighbors said he was well known for grilling outside his apartment. So he'd often have the grill going and he would, invite people, hey, come over, grab a burger or whatever. Like, he was really friendly. A lot of people knew him. A stray bullet? Maybe. I wonder why they would keep it secret, though. Why would you keep it secret? I'm trying to see if there's any other information about how he died. I'm trying to have a look here if there's any... No new update, and they're saying they don't have anyone publicly that they're looking for right now. Now, in some of the Facebook comments that I can see, they are saying that a neighbor was well known to dislike Jeffrey, and because Jeffrey used to hang outside and talk quite loudly, drink a little bit, grill outside, and talk on the phone quite loudly. And apparently, one of the neighbors was not really a fan of that. Was his sister mad at him? Well, do you think that... So, he's on the phone to his mum. His mum hears something go wrong. Hears him hit the floor. Calls the sister who lives in the same apartment block, and she goes and finds him. If the mum called the sister, wouldn't she have heard if she was near Jeffrey when she picked up the phone? I would think you might be able to hear that. Yeah, his mum would have heard a gunshot. Well, depends how far away it was. Let's see. Let's see if we can find anything about guns. Mrs. Ping is messaging. Hold on, guys. Mrs. Ping is off looking at something at the shops. She's looking for exercise leggings. There you go. Breaking news. Very, very interesting. Hold on. There you go. All right. I have to do this for her, otherwise she will be annoying. She wants me to transfer some money so she can get her leggings. All right, there we go. She needs new stuff for the gym, so she's not home right now. She just left when we started, just before we started the show and everything crashed. She was here and then she left. She'll be back in about half an hour. SPL said, I mean, I'm not a fan of the neighbor's dog barking for 10 hours on a Saturday, but I'm not going to kill the guy. Maybe call authorities or animal patrol. Yeah, I don't see why you would hurt someone for grilling outside. Would you go and shoot someone for having a grill? I mean, maybe he's one of these annoying guys who has the radio and the grill and the beers and he's, yelling USA at 3 a.m. in the morning. Maybe, but if he's just on the phone to his mom, it doesn't sound like he's being annoying. This is interesting. Why would the police chief contact the sheriff's office for help with the investigation if it was something very easy, like it was just a random murder? Why would they contact Polk County and ask for them to take over the investigation? Says to me that there's possibly more here than we know. It doesn't sound like just, let's just get this done and arrest someone and throw them in jail. It sounds like there's maybe something else going on. I'm trying to find if one of the local news channels are talking about it. It doesn't seem so. That's really interesting. Like even Tampa Bay News are not doing anything about it. Here, let me go here. It seems like a weird thing to just kill a guy, talking to his mum. Yeah, here, I'm going to take you to WFLA.
She saw him in a pool of blood.
A violent death in Bartow has neighbors concerned for their own safety tonight. And now we know Polk County deputies are stepping in to help police with the investigation. The scene is located at the Fountain Place Apartments on North Wilson Avenue in Bartow. And that's where News Channel 8's Emmy Darkia joins us live with the details. Emmy.
Jen, we've been out here for hours and we've seen deputies search the property with canines and even a dive team. Apparently, the victim was on the phone with his mother when she heard him fall to the ground.
Young up called the sister, who they lived together, the brother and sister, asked her to go check on him, and then the sister found him outside on the ground. He was bleeding and called 911.
She saw him in a pool of blood.
The incident was reported last night at around 11 p.m. The Bartow Police Department took about 2 minutes to make it to the scene. According to Sheriff Grady Judd, they attempted to perform life-saving measures, but close to midnight, the victim was pronounced deceased at the hospital.
That's what we're still trying to figure out. What actually happened. So we're working the evidence, and we'll go from there and take it where it leads us.
Eat on Your Side asked about a suspect or a motive. Law enforcement told us they can't provide details about that at this time. The victim is 56-year-old Jeffrey Blevins, and he lived at the apartment complex where he was found.
To hear that something like that happened is just flabbergasting.
Yeah, this is Bartow. It's not exactly Orlando or Tampa, so it's small town. You think kind of wouldn't happen here, but I guess it does.
Cassie and Joseph said they ran into the victim in the past.
When we did meet him, he was like friendly, he was grilling, said, hey, if you want a bite, you can have a bite type thing.
He seemed to be a very friendly individual.
And other neighbors agreed. However, the Polk County Sheriff's Office and Bartow Police Department mentioned the victim did have a prior arrest.
He had a prior domestic violence arrest from pretty far back, and then he had a recent issue with a driving while license suspended.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office and the Bartow Police Department say that this investigation is ongoing, and they ask anyone with information to please step forward and help.
Like, even the neighbors are confused. Even the neighbors are not like, oh yeah, this guy was a pain in the ass. It's a surprise someone took this long to kill him. The neighbors are all confused too. They don't understand why, like, he seemed like a friendly dude. Doesn't have a prior history of anything except for, they did say he had a DV charge, but it was a historic charge, like a number of years ago. It doesn't make any sense. Who would want to kill this guy, and for what reason? Now, I know a lot of people like the family motive. Maybe, I mean, the fact that his sister lives in the same complex as him. Where do we have to go in a murder investigation? Well, we have to go to the family, and you have to rule her out first. She was the first one on the scene. She was the first one to find him. You have to look at her first. But Polk County Grady Judd and the police chief, Stephen Walker, have said that they don't have any suspects in mind, and they have not released the cause of death of Blevins at all yet. So there must be a reason they are keeping that from the public. Why would they keep the cause of death? And I feel like there must be a piece of information within that may be able to ID the killer. There must be something in there that they think maybe that's their way of finding out who killed him. It's a very strange story, even for Florida. Florida, we all know, has some very interesting stories about murders and, the Florida man. There's his photo, seems like a normal guy. And you even saw in that video, if we go back, where's that video actually? Look, here's the apartment complex. It's pretty spread out. Let's go back. There's the tape of where he might have been killed. There's the crime scene over here. You know what it looks like to me? It's very secluded. Look at around where they found the body. It's full of like places to hide. Let me go back. Where's that? You can barely see it, but it's over here. Look at all the bushes and trees and things. You could creep up on someone or hide in that
The phone with his
location.
mother when she heard him.
You could hide over there and no one would see you. Or you could commit a crime and no one would be able to see it. So I wonder if that's got something to do with it. Like, see all the trees and hedges? There's quite a lot of them. And the other weird thing, these apartments are quite separated. They're not like all together, they're sort of spread out. Which means your neighbors are not always right on top of you. There you go, there's the waterway. They were diving in here today looking for... Why would they be diving if they already have the victim? They're looking for a murder weapon. What kind of murder weapon would you throw into a waterway? A gun? A knife? I think a gun. I don't think it's a knife. I think if it was a knife, if he was killed by someone stabbing him or cutting his throat or something like that. Being on the phone to his mom, it's such a close action to the victim. She would have heard it. She would have heard the struggle. She would have heard the, the knife and the injury and him yelling, but she didn't. She heard him go like drop to the ground and then not move. That happens when you shoot someone. Sounds like someone might have shot him in the head and he just dropped to the ground. So they might be diving looking for a firearm. Yeah, because I just think if you had a knife and you were like a close death, like you're trying to stab someone, the mum would have heard it. You would hear someone trying to stab them and you would hear the noise, and it's a very personal injury. It's a very personal way of killing someone. I think if you fire and shoot at someone and it hits them from a distance, you would you just drop. And that's what she said she heard on the phone. She heard him just drop and then he didn't say any more. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. What? I would take the cannoli too. Yeah, I think that's interesting. A gun, hammer, or a knife? A hammer? Maybe. Maybe a hammer? A knife? Everyone thinks a knife. I think it's a gun. I think it's the only thing that explains what the mum heard on the phone. I think if it was a knife, it would have been a much bigger sort of, screaming and noise. Because with a knife, you don't die instantly. It doesn't incapacitate you straight away. There's a period of time where you could call out, make noise. Takes a while to die from a knife. Yeah. Found dead in a pool of blood. Mum only heard him drop to the ground. Sounds like a gun. Let me see if we can go to WFLA again. Interesting that they're the only ones covering it. Alright, let's go to their... What do they say here? Violent death. Violence, interesting. Is a gun violent? I guess so. A knife might be more violent. Yeah, see here. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said the 56-year-old was talking to his mother on the phone outside his apartment on North Wilson Avenue around 11 p.m. when she heard him fall to the ground. Didn't hear an attack. Didn't hear a struggle. Just heard him fall to the ground. And then apparently she called the other daughter and said, "Go find Jeff. It sounds like he has fallen." When the sister found him, she said she saw him in a pool of blood and called 911. Interesting. Well, the next question is, who would want to hurt him? Does he have a girlfriend? Is there a lover in his life? Does the sister and him not get along? Who would want to hurt this guy that badly? It's not a robbery. We haven't been told there's anything missing. There's no money, his wallet, we don't know. So, a sniper, Texas? Maybe. What was the distance? Yeah, didn't hear a gunshot either, but you won't, if it is a distance away, you may not hear the gunshot. Espionage said, yes, the gun is violent. Maybe it was a stray bullet. Maybe it wasn't meant for him. Could have been maybe people nearby. Maybe they were having their own dispute. And yeah, he got caught with a stray bullet. I mean, it's happened before. It's happened in Florida before. Let's see. Jeffrey Lee Blevins. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we know about him. Fox 13. Here. The sheriff added that Blevins' criminal history includes one count of DV, but it was 30 years ago, and the only other thing he had was driving with a suspended license. Neighbors tell Fox 13 they didn't know Blevins very well, but would often see him outside smoking cigarettes. And they said, we don't know many people here yet, but we did meet him. He was friendly. And they were saying, like, you know, he was grilling outside. And they're asking the community if they have any information. You know, it's always weird when the authorities ask for information but don't give very much out. So it's not like they've even told us what kind of information they want from the public. They've just gone, oh, we want information, call us. But they're not saying what type of information they want. So interesting. Marlene said the police got there in 2 minutes. Wonder if this is an iffy place to live. What is it called again? What is the complex? North Wilson Avenue in Bartow. Oh, well, North Wilson has a ton of freaking streets. That's not what we want. I mean, we can have a look, but the map is very, very, very long. This is not gonna be easy to. What did they say it was? North Wilson Avenue. There's so many apartment complexes on this particular road. I'm just trying to see if I can find one that matches. North. There isn't really one that I can see. There's not one on North Wilson that I can say that would match what we saw on the video. Ah, I found it. It's all right. I found it. Maybe it's this one here. This is on North Wilson. This looks like it here. That looks like it right there. I'm guessing if we looked out the back, there'd be a waterway. That looks like what we saw. Oh, we can go in there. This looks like that video we saw. Let's go down the back. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Waterway. Is there one down the back too? Can't tell. And we can't go any further. This sort of looks like it though. I don't know. What do you guys? It doesn't look that trashy. It looks like a typical. There's another little waterway there. I don't know, guys. It just looks like a typical Florida apartment building. It doesn't look that, you know, run down or anything. Trying to have a look at the back here. Yeah. I don't think it looks like it doesn't look like it's full of undesirable people or something like that. They didn't name it, but that's the only one that looks like what we saw in that video. Yeah, yeah, oh, wait, hold on. Here's the video. Maybe we can go back. Can we get like a front-on view? There's the pond. Doesn't that look like exactly what we just drove through? Fountain Place. There we go. And that's the one on here too. That's this one right here. This one right here is called Fountain Place. See? There's that sign. So this is the same apartment building. There's the leasing office that you see in that video too. So I think his one was up here. Hold on, where is... So there's the leasing office. You come in here, right here. Looks like his murder was like just here. Out the back of this apartment or something, or out... They roped off this area right here. Like maybe at the back of this apartment block right there. What's behind here? All right, let's go round the corner again. Let's see if we can see what's behind here. There's the pond. Can't get further than that, unfortunately. But there's the water there. There's that waterway we saw at the back of his apartment. That's what they were looking through. I'm guessing that's his apartment right there. That's the one we saw on the video. And then they were searching in this waterway here. So, I mean, it's a pretty quiet area, right? If you snuck up on someone, like look at all this tree growth. If you really wanted to hurt someone, you could get through here very easily. There is not anything stopping you from getting away. You could hide. There's multiple exits. It's a very insecure area. Like you can get through here. You can get through. There's another exit. The only thing is, hold on. Would there not be a camera that would show if any cars left through here? There's that exit, and is there another? And this one. Would there not be a camera that would show if someone left? I would think that the leasing office probably has a CCTV camera. So if someone left after the shooting, wouldn't they know? So I am a little freaked out at why they wouldn't know if a vehicle left or someone left the property just after killing him. Is there any cameras? I can't see any. Not there. There's a leasing office. You would think there would have to be cameras. Ah, they got like a gym. There's a gym here. It says fitness center. So they probably got a gym. I'm surprised there's not a whole bunch of security cameras to tell them who's coming and going from the complex. Very interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. Could they run through the property through the woods? Let me have a look. All right, let's go back. Where did we go? All right. Let's take you up to the wood line. So there's that waterway behind his apartment. That's the one where they had the divers in it. Oh, what's this behind his apartment? A forest trail? Right behind the wood line? That's interesting. Look at that. Just across that waterway from his apartment, there's a trail. That's not suspicious at all. If they don't have someone leaving through either of these two exits right when he was killed, could they have got through here to this trail at the back? Where does it go? Goes to a main road. Goes to a main road where you could have a car parked. They could have had a car parked here, walk down the trail, right here, 2-minute walk, shot and killed him. No one would have seen him. No one would have seen it happen. Jumped back in that car, got onto the road and left, and no one would have known. No one would have even known that there was a shooter, that they were even there, that this guy had anything to do with it. That's a bit creepy. What if we go this way? Where does it go? To a highway with a side road. That's concerning. Well, that's a little freaky. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's I wonder if the cops have looked on that trail to see whether if there's any shell casings or anything like that. Hey Sienna, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Well, look, we don't know how this guy died, but the fact that they were diving this pond here, and I do believe that if they left through here or here, they would have it on camera. I'm gonna guess someone in this giant apartment complex has a freaking camera. Someone has a doorbell, a ring doorbell, a security camera, a Nest camera, something. And they would have seen if there was anyone leaving. Even this place, probably the Hampton Inn here, they might have a camera that points towards here. So we'll have to wait and see, but this trail makes me feel very uneasy. Can we get to the trail? Oh my god, no we can't. I thought we could, but we can't. Can you get through there? Maybe? Like there is a gap here. Let's go this way. Can you get through? It's a little, yeah, look, right there. You can see the trail. It's like 10 footsteps away from the car park. Look at that. Well, if I was a murderer and I wanted to get away from a crime scene, I wouldn't be going out the front where everyone might be able to see me. I would probably be going out onto that trail. Let's go down the road a bit. So that trail must go all the way back past this lake here and keep going. Because I don't see it there. Can we go down there? Ah, I wanted to go down there. That must be the trail there. So it comes through here eventually. We can't follow it, unfortunately. But it ends up over here. Ah. Yeah, there we go. It ends up down here. Somewhere just here. There we are. There it is. Here. This trail, if you start here, goes all the way back past his apartment. So it's pretty accessible the back way. I don't think it's an old rail line. I think it's just a trailhead. All right. Hey, Justice Jane. How are you, my friend? Gayla says, I'm not going into the woods with all you weirdos. Hey, we're not weirdos. We're true crime people. There's a difference. There's a difference. Creepy story. Really creepy. And it's just strange how they won't give out how he died, which it makes me think that maybe someone did fire a gun through that wood line and kill him sort of from a distance. That's why the mum heard him drop to the ground. The only other scenario that I like is that it's either a family member, the sister, or it's a neighbor. And that's why no one saw it, is because the neighbor just killed him and went back inside and pretended like nothing happened. So, but look, right now, no other details about what happened to him. You can walk on it. Yeah, you can walk on it. Yeah. You can walk all the way through here. It's a paved, walkway like that. It goes all the way down and then it ends up on the opposite side here. Just for completeness, I'll take you to the other side. Not here. God, take us to our crossroad. Jeez, there we go. Wait, is that it? We might have gone too far. Yeah, that's that place. Ah, these bloody maps sometimes. Guys, hold on, I'll get us there. All right. Here's the opposite side. This side is closer to his home. You can actually see the apartments right there. Right there's where his apartment is. And you can walk all the way behind it. And the only thing separating you from the apartments and the trail is this little wooden fence which you can just walk around. There is no other fence. Just that. So like I said, you could have parked here, walked down this trail, got right behind his apartment, crept up, shot him, walked back out, come down here, jumped in the car and left, and no one would have known. The other one is it's someone who lives there. They're the two that I see. Yeah, so there you go. Very accessible, very creepy that someone could get to your property that easily. And there's his apartment right there. So you love trails like that? Why? Do you like to go and break into people's homes and shoot them? We have rails to trails up here in PA for walking paths covering non-working railroad tracks. That'd be fun. Hey Rachel, how are you? Not much info released yet, so it has to be because of the investigation. That is true. That is true. If we get more about Mr. Blevins, I will let you know. But right now, that's all they're giving us is what Polk County Grady Judd has been telling us. That's it. All right. What else do we have on our list today? What else? Oh, you guys want to talk about what happened in England, in the UK? Hold on. We'll go to the UK. Everyone wants to talk about it for a minute. In Derby. What is going on in Derby? Arrest after car strikes multiple pedestrians in Derby. But it looks like they already got the guy. I'm going to try to get to Derby. Wait, hold on. Sean said those Fountain Place apartments are quite expensive. One bedroom is like $1,357 a month. That is that expensive? Is that a week or a month, Sean? Hold on, I'm just going to download this from Sean. Save as. All right. Let's see if I have it. Yeah, here we go. From Sean. Fountain Place Apartments, 1,397 for 2 bedroom, $1,649. Is that a week or a month? If that's a week, wow, that's a lot of money. If that's a month, it's not that bad. 1,397 divided by 4. It's only $350 a week for a 1 bedroom. That's not that much. If it's 1,397 per week times 4, that's $5,588 a month. I can't imagine that place is 5,000, $6,000 a month. A day? I don't think it's a day, brother. Yeah, I think it's monthly. I think it's per month. Yeah, it's not expensive. It's pretty cheap, actually. If you don't know Florida, Florida has a ton of these type of apartments where a lot of people live. They're not like normal apartments where you go to a real estate office and you inspect it, you apply, you get chosen by the owner, and then you move in and you pay a bond and things like that. There's a lot of these type of apartments in Florida that are like the one we just looked at, and you go to the leasing office and then you say, well, I want an apartment. You still fill in all the same forms, but if you pass the check, they just rent to you. Like, they don't care. There is no owner. It's just a company that owns all the apartments. And they're really popular. They're really popular in Florida because they cater to a wide range of people, and there tends to be quite a lot of vacancy with them. So people who can't get a normal rental through a real estate agency tend to go live in these type of, I don't know what they're called, but you go to a leasing office and then you go and get it. Yeah, it's a month. It's a month. It'll be $350 a week for the 1 bedroom, and it'll be a bit more, almost $420. No, $390 for a 2 bedroom. No, that's cheap. It's quite cheap. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, if you don't know that about Florida, there, especially in places like Orlando and some of the other bigger cities in Florida, those type of leasing office apartments are everywhere. There's heaps of them. So yeah, they're not in many other states of America, but Florida has a ton of them. Don't know why, but they're just really popular down there. All right. I wanted to go out to Derby. What happened in Derby? Why are people asking me about Derby? Man arrested in Derby after car hits multiple pedestrians with some seriously injured. Why did he hit all the people? Is he a nutbag? There's no one reporting on it, like ITV, no one. What are they saying? They're saying Derbyshire police said a number of people had been injured, some of them seriously. Police said the car believed to be involved was stopped after the incident in Friar Gate about 9:30 p.m. A man, a driver in his 30s, was arrested and in police custody. Police have asked anyone who saw a black Suzuki Swift in Derby around the time of the incident to get in touch. They said, although we know this will be alarming, we would like to reassure the public or the people that we do not believe there is an ongoing risk. Friar Gate is expected to be closed for some time and people asked to avoid the area. They don't exactly say why it happened or if they believe it was deliberate, or they're not exactly saying. Sky News has it too. They're just saying a car hits multiple pedestrians in city center and that they've arrested the driver. But no other updates as of yet. It happened 5 hours ago, so. Chipmunk said the tiny NYC apartments that are like a closet but are $2,000. Yeah, I would never live in NYC. Yeah, 500 per week for my garage. Yep, Australia is ridiculously expensive at the moment for rentals. So not much of a story there. It sounds like I don't know why that person would want to do that, but it doesn't seem like it's like a terrorist attack or something like that. All right, let's go. What? All right, let's have some fun. Let's see if I can find a video for this or not. All right, I'm going to take you out to 9 News in Australia. It's a very quick story, but we're going to have a talk about it.
12 tons of Kit Kat chocolate bars have gone missing after thieves made off with a truck transporting them in a chocolatey heist in Italy. The truck was en route to Poland, transporting over 400,000 units of its new range. The vehicle and its delicious contents remain unaccounted for.
That's some lucky kids this Easter that's coming up.
Are you part?
Sorry about that. I needed a drink and my drink was not here, so I had to go get it. There you go. Candy bar. It's a candy bar heist. It's a candy bar heist. It's the candy bar heist of the century. They've taken all the Kit Kats right before Easter. It is obviously the Easter Bunny. He is taking everyone's Kit Kats. Who would want to take 12 tons of candy bars? Almost 500,000 of them were stolen leaving Italy en route to Poland. I don't know who would want that many Kit Kats, but apparently, I reckon it was Mrs. Ping. She's been randomly missing all week. I think it's her. I think she has been taking candy bars from people. I think that's what it is. 500,000 Kit Kats. Yeah, I want to see if we can find anything else about it. That is funny. Who would do that? And why? I'd love to know, why would you want to take that many Kit Kats? Let's see. Let's see if we can play this video or not.
People are dead after a tourist helicopter went down in Hawaii yesterday. Officials say 5
I don't think we wanted to know about that. We wanted to know about the Kit
local
Kat.
officials saying the raid violated the county's constitution.
No, that's not what we want. What are they saying here? The vehicle and the Kit Kats are still nowhere to be found. Well, it's not like you could hide 500,000 Kit Kats and a truck. And they're saying here, they have given out the batch number on the pack to different retailers to find the stolen Kit Kats. This is very interesting. It sounds like an inside job. Who else would take that many candy bars, and who would you sell it to? Who would you sell 413,000 candy bars to people? Like, where would it go? Well, who would you give it to? Yeah, very strange black market. I've never heard of a like a market for stolen candy bars. They're like, oh, our customers, they need their pound of candy bars. Got to get that. We selling kilos of stolen candy bars. So right in time for Easter, there you go. They have stolen 500,000 Kit Kats. Why? Don't know. Where are they? Don't know that either. If I ever find out and if they ever do an update on it, I'll let you know. But I thought that was a funny story. I was trying to see if there was any update on Amy Hilliard. Do you remember we spoke about Amy Hilliard yesterday? Still no update. She'll be in a couple of days. She'll be missing for 1 week, and still no update on her. It looks like still no update. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Still nothing about trying to find her. She hasn't, popped up anywhere. Still missing out of Oakland. So if you remember last night, we spoke about her. Did not take her cell phone with her, and no one has seen her since then. Amy. Yeah, it still looks like that the last update was over 24 hours ago.
Alex and Heather, she's the co-owner of a popular cafe in busy downtown Oakland, and those who know her are desperately seeking answers in hopes of bringing her home. Missing posters with photos of Amy Hilliard line busy Grand Avenue in downtown Oakland, as well as on the window of Farley's East coffee shop, which she owns with her husband. The 52-year-old mother of 2 daughters has not been seen for 2 days. Loved ones and customers are worried. Hilliard and her husband also run a sister cafe in San Francisco's Potrero Hill.
So this is shocking. I don't know what's happening. We want her home.
Nora Harone previously worked as director of culinary for the cafes.
She loves her family, especially her 2 girls. She loves her business, her employees. She is very passionate in everything she does.
Which makes her sudden disappearance all the more perplexing. Hilliard was last seen at about 2 Wednesday afternoon near her home on Radnor Road in Oakland's Cleveland Heights neighborhood near Lake Merritt. A neighbor tells me she saw Hilliard walking her dog and that her husband Chris later reached out, saying his wife left her cell phone at home and asked if they'd seen her. Oakland police say she's considered at risk due to...
Every time a woman goes missing and they don't take their mobile phone, I get worried. I get worried that there's a ulterior motive going on, because I don't like it when we hear that. It's always like, oh, they left their phone at home. Oh, they left their purse at home. Oh, they left their handbag at home. Oh, they left the car keys at home. Every time, and they wind up dead. Every single time. So I don't know what's going on with her. I hope there's an update on Monday, but so far, no new update for what is going on with that missing woman. And then in Orangeburg County, in South Carolina, we have another woman, Felicia Mack, 65 years old. She's missing too. Here's a little update for that.
County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in locating a missing woman. 65-year-old Felicia Mack was last seen around 7:30 this morning. Deputies say she may be traveling in a light-colored 2005 Chevrolet Silverado. Family members say Mack never arrived at a home on Jamison Avenue where she was expected to go. She is described as 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighing about 125 pounds. If you know anything about her whereabouts, you're asked to call the Orangeburg County Communications Center at 803-534-3550 there on your screen.
So unfortunate, this lady is also missing, 65 years young, still outstanding, was supposed to get to a home and they don't know what happened to her after that. I'm trying to see if there's an update. No update on her. No update on her. Hold on. By the way, I have an update in a different investigation, one in Iowa. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I was just trying to see if there was an update whether she's been found alive or not. But no, so far, this woman has not been found. So if you are in that area in South Carolina and you see her, she's very, she would stand out. Her name is Felicia. Call authorities. 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighs 125 pounds, and drives a 2005 Chevrolet Silverado. And she lives near Jamison Avenue in Orangeburg. So if you see her around with her red hair, try and get in touch with authorities and let's try and find her. All right. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I brought you a story out of Iowa about some very nasty individuals who poisoned a lasagna to cause a miscarriage in a woman? Do you guys remember this? Matthew and Amber. These two were accused of trying to drug. They were trying to drug a unsuspecting person to cause a miscarriage. I have an update for you. I'm just trying to load this up. Yep. Here we go.
New at midday, a second person is now charged, accused of delivering a lasagna laced with drugs to a pregnant woman. The Winnebago County Sheriff says Matthew Utoff is charged with multiple felony counts, including conspiring to intentionally terminate a human pregnancy. Investigators say he and Amber Snow conspired to deliver a lasagna laced with oxycodone to the victim's family. According to a criminal complaint, Snow shares custody of a minor child with members of that family. The complaint says that child was aware the lasagna was laced and objected to it. Snow was arrested and charged earlier this month.
Take a look at the week we had.
There you go. So now the second person involved has been charged. Hopefully they get everything. Throw the book at them. Throw the absolute book at these two. How horrible to try and do that to a woman. You know, we talk about women who lose babies naturally. How much of a disturbing and traumatic thing that is for them. Imagine trying to do that to someone deliberately. These two should be thrown in jail for the rest of their lives. Honestly, how could you be such a disgusting person? How could you do that to another human? So they are on a ton of charges: delivering a controlled substance, intentionally terminate a human pregnancy without the knowledge and voluntary consent of the pregnant person, child endangerment, administering a harmful substance to an adult, administering a harmful substance to a juvenile. They're both being held in the Winneshiek County Jail on a $100,000 bond. Should be a $100 million bond for both of them. These two absolute disgusting human beings.
New at midday.
Yeah, I just want to pause it. I want to get you their mugshots. There you go. There's the two. I don't know which one's the male in this one. I don't know if it's the one on the left or the one on the right, or if they're both guys. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. They should both be in jail for the rest of their lives. We hear so many tragic stories about women losing children in childbirth, or during the pregnancy or whatever. I can't imagine what kind of sick, evil person would try and actually deliberately go out of their way to try and do that to a woman carrying a child. You are deplorable. You are the worst of the worst. It should be attempted murder. It should be attempted murder not only for the child that you tried to kill, but also for the mum. Who knows? Imagine if the mum died in emergency childbirth because of what you gave her, and you killed the baby inside of her. What if both of them had died? Like, ridiculous. I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says that Amber Snow had some relation to the woman that she sent the lasagna to. Yeah, I don't know the reasoning. Chipmunk said people never think maybe in the future the kid would save them in some way. Could be the doctor who solves cancer. Who knows? But horrible, really horrible story. I hope they absolutely throw the book at these two. I was trying to find more on if there's a reason, but I don't. There's no reason, just that they. Here. Snow shared custody of her child with the victim's relatives, whatever that means. Snow's child was reportedly present when the lasagna was delivered to the unknowing victim. The minor objected to the plan. So it sounds like some sort of familial dispute. Sounds like there was some baby daddy or something that has now gone on to have a baby with someone else, and she was upset about it, maybe. Maybe that's the situation. Hold on. What's Mrs. Ping? Oh, my stomach. Jeez, Ping. You got to eat before you come on the show. Jeez, I should have had breakfast. My stomach just made the craziest noise. Sean said, your phone can be traced even when you change your SIM, by the way. That is true. He might be the father, possibly. They are evil, both of them. I still don't understand why that would be your plan. Oh, you know what? I hate that guy now, and I don't like his new girlfriend either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them a lasagna and fill it full of oxycodone. Where do these ideas come from in people? And why? Why is that a thing? I just, I get being angry at someone. I get being, I get you may hate them, but why do that? Of all things, I really don't get it. All right. That's your update for that one. What else do we have on our list of... what else do we have on our... Ah, okay. No, that's not the one we want. Okay. How about we go to Arizona? There's a story we missed in Arizona that I'd like to do. And drunk Arizona woman slams head on into minivan, killing 3. But I want to talk. This is connected to a different story in California, and I want to sort of do both, and I want to see your reaction to it. Where is it? Here. Going to go to ABC 4 in. Is it ABC 4 in Utah? No, it is Arizona family.
Why does this happen? I don't know this. Why does this happen? He'll still be in our hearts. So in our prayers.
Just a horribly sad story out of Laveen tonight. An entire family has died after being hit by a suspected drunk driver on New Year's Day. It happened on the Loop 202 right near 40th Street just before 9 o'clock at night.
As details unfold, those who knew the Gaspar family are sharing their memories of the father, mother, and son.
New Year's Day.
Brianna Whitney is live in Phoenix with their story. Brianna.
Well, you can never hear it too.
No, this is not the right story. This is not the right story. Oh, wait, is it? Now Ping is confused. She fled to Utah after the head-on crash. She's now been charged. Okay. That's fine. I wanted to show you that and how seriously both authorities are taking it. But there's a story out of California, and you see them, they post a photo, look at this, where's my video? And they're all like, oh my God, how sad, look at the pretty family, and like they're being killed. Where's their photo? There you go, what a lovely family. What do you think? What do you think 3 lives like this, a mum, a dad, and a baby, are worth? What is it worth to you? What is it worth to society? What do you think? Life in jail? 10 years? 5 years? What do you think it's worth for killing 3 people and wiping out a family? Let me know what you think it's worth. Should you get life in prison? And the person who kills him is 100% at fault. Should they never be allowed back in public again? And then I'm going to show you why. Why am I asking this question? And I'm going to explain it. All right. So I'm waiting for some answers. I need answers from people in the chat. Tell me what you think it's worth for killing 3 people, wiping out a family like this. What do you think? What do you think it's worth? People saying life, 25 years plus, life, no parole. I don't think that's what it is. What if I told you you could wipe out 3 people like this family and you can get parole? What about that? What about probation? What about probation and no jail time? Do you think that is fair? You'll never see a day in a prison. Parole, you'll get parole and you'll get probation. Do you think that is fair? For wiping out 3 people in a family. The one we just saw is 3. The one I'm about to show you is 4 people of a family in San Francisco, and the driver got probation and no jail time. I know you think I cannot believe it. Like, I cannot believe that is a real thing. Probation. I would hope that one in Arizona that we just looked at, where they wiped out the family of 3, they will get more, like life in jail, 25 years, something like that, because that lady is at fault. And then she ran to Utah to try and avoid the charges. This one in California killed a family of 4 and she got probation. Then I'm going to tell you some more things that are going to make you really, really angry.
Her car into a family of 4, killing all of them, will now be forced to explain what happened during the crash as part of 2 civil lawsuits against her.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Luz Pena has been following this case and is here now with the details. Luz?
Yes, Larry, the civil lawsuit against the 80-year-old driver, Mary Fong Lau, had been on hold pending the criminal case. But with that case ending last Friday, they can now officially continue, and it will be up to a jury to decide what the financial damages will be. Days after 80-year-old Mary Fong Lau was sentenced to probation and 200 hours of community service for plowing into and killing a family of 4 in San Francisco's West Portal neighborhood, the victim's family is now proceeding with 2 civil lawsuits.
We believe it's a slap on the wrist for somebody who took 4 lives, but in the civil case, we're going to try to hold her accountable based on civil liability, which measures her assets to figure out what is a fair resolution.
Jim Quadra represents the victim's family in the civil cases against Lau. He claims they discovered Lau had illegally transferred millions of dollars worth of assets out of her name during the criminal case.
We're getting that information to confirm that there are no other assets that were transferred improperly, and so we can either get them back or figure out where the cash flow came from those sales.
Unlike the criminal case, Lau will have to testify and answer questions about what exactly happened when she was driving 70 miles an hour in a residential area before the crime.
Okay. Probation. That's what she got. Probation. I'm going to tell you something else that's going to make you very mad. So you see that there's a civil lawsuit that is going on right now that the criminal case has finished. The family's not going to get anything, and I'll tell you why. That lady has been hiding assets for the last, however long it's been since the accident happened. She's been putting all her property and other assets into a limited liability company and then selling off the assets and then hiding the money away from her name, so that if she is sued in a civil lawsuit like this is happening, even if there is a declaration for millions of dollars, she won't pay it because she's already got rid of all her assets. So she stood up in court during the criminal case and said how sorry she was and how it was just a mistake and she didn't mean to kill these people. Yet in the background, she's been hiding money and assets. Doesn't sound very sorry to me. Sounds like you're more interested in protecting your own wealth than the fact that you killed a family of 4. Yeah, she tried to say that she hit the accelerator at the last minute. How the hell did you reach 70 miles per hour then, if it was at the last minute? Yep, she's been moving millions of dollars into companies away from her own name to protect her family's wealth. It is disgusting, and I hope the judge sees it and tries to put a stop to it. Mountain Bee said, how is she inept enough to cause such a catastrophic accident and shrewd enough to hide millions? Because the whole act of, I'm just an 80-year-old woman, is just an act. It's just fake. It's not real. She just did that to get out of the court case. So
crash. She will not be able to invoke her Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination because the criminal case is over. There's no risk that she will be charged criminally for that. So she can't hide behind that anymore.
Law professor David Levine teaches civil procedure at the University of California College of the Law in San Francisco. He said Lau pleading no contest in the criminal case could make the civil trial longer. As to compensation, a jury will decide.
Lawyer can say, and they typically will pick what seems to be a small number. So $5, $10. And then the lawyer will talk about, well, think about how many days this mother still has to suffer. Her son is gone, her grandchildren are gone. Multiply it out. And before you know it, you're at a pretty big number.
We contacted Mary Fong Lau's civil attorney and did not get a response.
Mary Fong Lau is a despicable gremlin, and she is a fake person. The fact that she tried to stand up in court and say, "I'm so sorry for my actions," you know, she is not sorry for her actions at all. And her hiding assets, you know, basically tells you how she really thinks. She should never have been given probation. The fact, like, is that what happens? Do we let people get to 80 and then we're like, you're old enough, you've lived many decades, you go kill some people, that's all right. You kill a few people, that's fine. You know, you've earned it. You've earned it. Go wipe out a family. Go have some fun. Do we stop holding people accountable just because they're old? I don't believe we should. I believe you should have thrown her in jail until she died. Why not? If you were 40 and you had done this, we would have thrown you in jail until you died. So why is it not okay to throw her in jail at 80 until she dies? What's the difference? There is no difference. She's just already an older person. We sentence people all the time in their 20s and 30s and 40s to the rest of their life in prison. What does it matter if you're 80? That sentence it's a miscarriage of justice, in my opinion. You should never be able to get probation for wiping out a family of 4. That is ridiculous. And yeah, so 2 years ago, the family of 4 were on their way to the San Francisco Zoo with their 2 young children when they were killed by law driving 70 miles an hour in a residential area of West Portal in San Francisco. No car issues were detected that might have led to the crash. A witness on the scene said that Mary told her that she hit the gas instead of the brakes. Aside from the criminal case, there are 2 civil cases against her where it was discovered she had transferred her assets during this process. So she's been transferring all her family's money into other people's name. It is horrific. I hope this one in Arizona goes better than the one in California, because the one in California is shocking. Literally, I don't know how you can do that. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see who's sending me messages. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. And then yeah, like I said, there was one in Arizona. The woman ran to Salt Lake City thinking she could hide from the law, but they're dragging her back to Arizona now, which is good news. Good news. Hold them accountable. Yeah, sorry. I know that was going to make people quite mad to hear that woman got probation. I've never heard of something so egregious to the poor family. Have you ever heard that before? Probation for killing 4 people? It's ridiculous. Here we go. I'm going to take you out to KOLD. If it'll work.
DPS just arrested a woman they say caused a deadly head-on crash, killing 3 people 15 months ago. Detectives say 48-year-old Amy Mickelson was impaired when she crossed the center line of the US 93, hitting a minivan near Congress. 4 kids, 5 to 16 years old, survived, but they had serious injuries. DPS says Mickelson skipped town and moved to Utah. They tracked her down. She was arrested last week outside a convenience store in Salt Lake City. She's now being held without bond pending extradition to Yavapai County for murder, DUI, and ag assault. A man is recovered.
Sorry, I saw the title in this one, the next video, and now I really want to watch it. Hold on.
Recovering tonight after he was attacked by a swarm of bees in Tempe. It happened this morning outside the ASU soccer stadium. Firefighters say the swarm stung a number of people. That 50-year-old man was stung multiple times and had to be taken to the hospital.
So in Arizona, I know this. In Arizona, they have killer bees. That's probably what was attacking them. I think they're the Africanized bees, right? And they can like attack and attack and attack, not like a normal bee where it stings you and it dies. These ones can sting you multiple times, and that sounds like what happened to that poor guy. He must have come across a swarm of them, and he got attacked. You can see the people in the video also being stung by them. Yeah, did you see the video before? Did you see that fireball? Let me see if we can get it back up on the screen. That's what she caused, and she decided to flee instead of take her punishment. Look at that crash. How anyone survived that car, I will never know. And it killed 3 people in that crash. A few others survived, but look at that. And then she decided to run to Utah to try and escape justice. Yeah, I've heard. They have ones like that in Germany. Wasps do that? I think they do, but I think in Arizona the big problem is with the Africanized bees or whatever they're called. So yeah, this lady ran to Utah trying to get away from investigators. I'm just trying to find out more information on her. So do you think she's going to get probation? Do you think that's what we do? We give people like her probation? I wonder if that's what if that's what the judge in this one might do.
DPS just...
Nah, that's not it. Sorry, guys. I will get back to our other video. Hold on. No, that's not it. Give me 1 second. I'll get it loaded up. Amy Lynn Mickelson, 48 years old. I'm going to... So, Arizona Department of Public Safety. So they've charged her with 3 counts of second-degree murder, 7 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of felony endangerment, 1 count of criminal damage, 1 count of aggravated DUI. And they're saying that, you know, they weren't going to let her go. They weren't going to let her get away from justice for what she did, and they were going to hold her accountable. This is her photo when she was arrested and finally tracked down in in Utah. There you go. She looks very proud of her actions. There you go. Look at her. She looks very happy to be arrested. Good work. Good work, the Arizona Department of Public Safety. She looks like she's having the best day of her life. What are they saying here? That they used the U.S. Marshal Service to track her down to Utah. And they're saying following the collision, Mickelson fled Arizona and moved to Utah. They had to use the Marshal Service to track her down to Salt Lake City at a convenience store and arrest her and drag her back to Arizona. So there you go. She will hopefully not get probation. She was apparently drunk when she drove her BMW across the center line and struck a Toyota Sienna minivan head on. It was December 7, 2024 at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and she was that, drunk back then. 2 p.m. and she was so inebriated she couldn't keep the car in the lane. So she looks kind of annoyed. She's like, "Oh my God, I didn't get to get my whatever you get from a convenience store." So there you go. Hopefully, I hope she doesn't try use the case from California as a way to get out of, her case too. All right. There's a missing woman in Texas, and I want to see if there's an update. Is there an update for Nikki Winder? Is that her? Yes. Oh. This is interesting. They have canceled the clear alert for her. Why? That's really strange. Clear alert discontinued for missing Bryan woman, but investigators say the case is not closed. Where is she then? She was last seen February 25, and they later found her truck burning near an oil well off FM 974 in Brazos County. They're saying that there's no new leads and that they haven't found the woman either, but the sheriff is saying that they are discontinuing the alert. I wonder why. Do they just think that there's no hope of finding her? Or it's just because they have no new leads? That is very sad because I don't think she set her own car on fire. Do you? I don't think she set her own vehicle on fire and ran away. So that is very sad that they're just sort of giving up. That's how it sounds. Like they're just like, oh, that's it. We're just giving up.
Covering West, Lampasas, and College Station. This is Fox 44 News at 9.
Brazos County Sheriff's Office provided an update on the search for Nikki Winder, who's been missing for over a month. Today, the Sheriff's Office, along with assistance from Texas EquiSearch, performed a large-scale search operation in Brazos County. The Sheriff's Office also thanks all of its search and rescue partners who have assisted in those search efforts.
Okay, you're watching.
That's it. That's it by the sounds of it. Yeah, I think she might be. Of course, I think she's dead. Definitely. But what a sad ending to that one. I think we were all hoping to get better answers about what happened to Nikki, but I think when you cancel the clear alert, it sends a message to the community like, oh, do you not want to look for her anymore? Is it something that we shouldn't keep looking for? But apparently the community is still looking for her. There you go. They have been out there, signs up, rallying, looking for this missing woman in downtown Bryan and trying to find out what happened to her. Hopefully our video will play.
I'm Ezekiel Ramirez, your neighborhood reporter in Brazos County. Nicole Winder is a 53-year-old woman who's been missing for more than a month. It's a story I've been following since the beginning, and since then, neighbors are still working tirelessly to bring her home safely.
Her family, they deserve the answers to their questions about where their loved one is.
It's been more than a month since Nicole Winder was last seen in Brazos County, and neighbors are still showing up to keep her name front and center.
Most missing person cases do resolve quickly and safely. To have one that has gone on for over a month is unusual.
Brazos County investigators say Winder was last seen February 25th in the 19,000 block of FM 974. Shortly after, her disappearance was linked to an arson investigation.
Those are all very unusual occurrences. And so because of her deep ties to the community, it has struck a chord with a lot of community members.
On the 1 month mark, more than 100 people gathered at the corner of William J. Bryan and Texas Avenue to raise awareness and show support for the.
And yet today, after another search with Texas EquiSearch, they've decided to discontinue the clear alert for Nikki Winder. I hope that's not sort of like the end of searching for her. And like he said, she and her family deserve answers, and I agree. How do you just go missing on a rural back road like that, and then your car end up on fire? There's something wrong here, and I don't know what it is quite, exactly, but I think there's just something incorrect. What does it say here? This story was reported on air by a journalist and has been converted to this platform with the assistance of AI. Our editorial team verifies all reporting on all platforms for fairness and accuracy. So basically, AI wrote the article. Well done. Well done, news channel. Yeah. Nikki Winder, so missing for over a month now. No one has seen her since the 25th of Feb. I don't know what to tell you guys. Hey Natasha, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Rachel said, why would they do that? Yeah, it sounds like someone getting rid of evidence. It sounds like something. She was leaving work, so she had just left work that day, and she was leaving a client's home. That's what I mean. Who would know she was leaving work at that time, and who knew she was at the client's home? I think that's where you got to look for it, because it's very random. And when we looked at the road, there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there in that area. I can show it to you again. It's FM 974 in Brazos County. All right. This is what they call Tabor Road, but it's also 974. This is it. Look. There's nothing out here. Like a lot of farmland, a couple of homes, a lot of paddocks and things like that. There's really nothing out on this road that's remarkable. Here's an oil well. Look, I think this might be where they found her car, out here. There's the oil well. And I think that's where they might have found her vehicle burning. Because I don't think there's another oil well on the road. Yeah, I'll have a look, but I don't think there is. Yeah, I think that's the only one, if I remember. It is. It's the only one. So they found her car out here. Let's go further north. Yeah, right here. Look, an oil well. There's the oil pump. They found her car burning out here, not far away from where she was last seen. Where could you go from here? Where is there to go? And how did you get out of here? So this is the area they searched with Texas EquiSearch. But there's like, it's just farmland and, you know, nothing else out here. And then there's another one that goes a little further north, goes up through here. There's a paddock there. Yeah, so it keeps going north, but there's nothing really, you know, out here as such. Another oil pad right there. I can't remember if it's the last one we looked at or this one where the oil pad was. It's one or the other. And yeah, there's nothing out here. Another one, couple more. I don't know what to tell you guys, but other than a couple of oil wells and some farmland, you know, it's a strange place to go missing, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so there's a bit of a look at the local area. There's not a lot out there. So it's a bit strange that this woman driving home from her client's house somehow got separated from her car. Her car ends up on fire at one of these oil pads, what they call an oil pad, and she's not located with it. Explain that to me. And, you know, maybe we'll have some answers, but I don't understand. Yeah, just found burnt out at like a little oil site like that. Hey, Missy, how are you? Oh, Missy, we got you. I worked with Stacy the other night, and we got you unblocked from web sleuths for you. So say thank you to Stacy when you see her, but you are now unblocked on web sleuths channel. It was accidental. It wasn't done on purpose, and it was, I think someone did it accidentally. You weren't blocked deliberately, but you are now unblocked on web sleuths chat. So hope that helps. Let's see. All right. I think that's about it, guys. Other than Nikki's update, I don't have too much more for you. You know, we talked about that mum last night. I'm waiting for Holly Hamby to go back to court. When she goes back to court, I will give you an update. But other than that, I don't have any new information about her, but I am waiting for her to appear in court on trying to organize to kill her husband in a murder for hire plot. So we'll wait for that. Where's my thing? Here we go. Clear alert? Yeah. Hold on. All right. So in Texas, a clear alert is designed to assist law enforcement in locating missing, kidnapped, and abducted adults aged between the ages of 18 and 64 who are in immediate danger of injury or death. The alert was only created in 2019 because there was a gap between Amber Alerts and Silver Alerts, which are for children and seniors. And they're saying here, that activation requires the individual, 18 to 64, is in imminent danger or abducted, and that request is made within 72 hours of the disappearance. Sufficient information must be available to give to the public. So, when she went missing, they must have thought she was in imminent danger or had been abducted. Why they no longer believe that, I don't know. But they must no longer believe that anymore. Hey Moonlight, how are you? Nightbot was blocking. I blame them. I blame Nightbot. I blame them. Let's see. All right. I don't think I have too much more for tonight. I think that's probably it. It's been a funny week in true crime. It's been one of those weird. We haven't. You know what's interesting? This year in true crime, other than a couple of big court cases, there's been no big case that has sort of captivated everyone. I mean, the missing woman in Arizona, Nancy Guthrie, sure, but I mean more like we've had some big homicide or serial killer, that type of things. But this year we haven't had one as of yet. We'll have to wait and see whether not that any of us wants anyone to die, but we'll have to see if there is any event like that this year or not. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, no. How did you guys like the show on the new setup tonight? Was this one better? Did you think it worked better than the StreamYard? Let me know. Let me know if this is better. The only thing I don't like, and I'll show you what it is. Here. All right, let's go here. Let's pause that. Let's get rid of the chat. It still, for some reason, is a little fuzzy on the replay. Like on now, when we're live, it's crystal clear. But as soon as we finish and it encodes the live stream, it becomes really fuzzy. It's not as clear. Like last night when it first got uploaded, it was really crystal clear. And everyone in the comments is like, wow, that looks so much better. It's very clear. But then today, now that it's been encoded, it's not clear anymore on the video, and I don't know why. And like tonight, look, it looks very clear. You can see the sign, you can see me. But it looks good now, but I'm worried that it's going to look odd. Did we end up sharing that? Did we share that? Yeah, we did. Oh, you can't see it because I... Good work, Ping. There you go. There you go. You can see it now. It looks sort of fuzzy. It looks sort of like not as crystal clear as like when we're live. We had a similar problem on StreamYard, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know why when you encode it, it doesn't seem to keep its clarity, and what you have to do to be able to keep that sort of crystal clearness of it. So I don't know. Yeah, it could be YouTube. You're not going to go out and commit a crime for me, are you sure? Everyone likes it? Okay, everyone likes this one better? Okay. Okay, alright. Hey, Moonlight View, good to see you. They are racist against the Australians? Apparently so. Apparently so. Who is messaging me? Okay. By the way, I want to thank Sean. Sean, thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. The only difference with this software, it's a tiny bit more expensive than StreamYard is per year. So we'll have to take that into account. But it is it seems to be a better software. At least I think so anyway. The white box is a bit distracting. Maybe we can change that. How would we do that? I think there's a way you can change that. If I go to chat, show on stream, I'm sure there's a way. Wait, is the box right now white? The one that says SP Mama, is that white? Like the one above it? Or is it black? To me, it shows it as black. But maybe I've got dark mode on. You guys tell me. Yeah, I'm looking. There must be a way to do it. Let me have a look. I remember last night we saw... Ugh. Background color. I saw a way to do it last night. There was a way to edit it. And I'll have to look when we're offline, but there is a way to change the box colors and things like that. So I will have to look at how to do it. I just can't remember how. It's white. Okay. All right. I will look into how to do it. There must be a way. Okay. Brand front, background, brand color. I will look it up, but I'm sure there's a way we can change it to like black background with white writing. Oh yeah, UK clocks go forward. Do the USA go forward tonight? Do they go forward today or is it next week? Let's have a look. No, you guys are on the... Oh no, you already did. Oh no, you guys already went like a month ago. What am I talking about? Australia though comes off daylight savings next weekend. Easter weekend, next weekend we come off daylight savings, which I am very happy about. All right. I will look up how to change that background of that. I remember we did it last night and I can't remember now how to do it again. But there is a way that you can modify things like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into it. All right. I love you all. Have a great night out there. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but probably about the same time. Probably about the same time. So we'll probably be on about 11, 10:30, 11. Okay? All right. I love you all. Oh, that's interesting. Were there any super chats tonight? Did anyone do a super chat at all tonight? Because on my side of things, I can't see a notification for any super chats. Normally you get like a little notification, but in this new software, I don't see anything. So if no one did one, that's okay. But if they did, I'm sorry, I don't see them. So I will have to wait and see whether that is a thing that comes up or not. Yes, someone did. That's annoying. They don't show up here. Oh, I briefly changed it to purple? What color is that? Oh, Sean did a membership. Did we say thanks for that? Okay, it didn't pop up on my side. I'm sorry, Sean. What color is that now? You guys tell me. Is that black now or is it purple? We'll have to wait and see. Purple. Okay, I think we're gonna get it. Hold on. There we go. There you go. Hopefully that works, and it is now, the comments are now in black. So hopefully that is. Thanks, Sean. It didn't show up on my side, unfortunately, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. Now black. Yay, we fixed it. Yay, no more white. It'll now just look like this from now on. Cool. I think we can change it to like whatever color. There you go. It looks good then. Purple? Purple with black text. Why did it do that? Okay. Well, we're just going to have to keep it with the purple with black text then. Purple with black text. It looks black to me. Okay. Now it's white again? It's back to white. This thing's trippy. I don't know why it does this. It's so strange. Okay. We're going to have to leave it like that. It's white with black text. It's strange because it's all set to like the same thing. And I don't know why it's a different color. I'm going to have to try figure it out. I'm going to have to try look it up. Now it's black? Okay, we're going to have to keep it on this one then. All right, we'll have to keep it on this styling from now on. Okay. All right, we fixed it. We fixed it. I don't know what the other ones do, and I don't know why they change color, but this one is black with white background. We'll just keep it there. All right. I love you all. Have a good night out there. I am exhausted now for some reason. That was a long live show with all the things that happened in the beginning, all the breaking of the stream and stuff that happened. But once we got rolling, it was okay. So we'll keep using this we'll keep using this new software for a couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens. What? It's white now? It's white? I give up. I don't know why it's acting this way. I don't know, guys. It's so strange. I don't know. You're gonna have to just have white. I don't know how to turn it back to black now. I'll look it up. When we get out of here, I'll look it up why and how you do it. Eat breakfast? I am. I should. I'm starving. My stomach was going crazy. Okay. It's white again. Oh, this thing. Ah, I don't know, guys. I should be on tomorrow. Yeah, I should be on. All right. I'll keep having a look into it. I'll look online and see how these things work, and we'll see if we can fix it or not. All right. See you later, everyone. Bye.